Bitcoin's robbing like a bad habit you can't quit. Lower highs, tease and vanish in the mist. New low sneaking quiet, no drama, just take. I keep refreshing, praying for a fake outbreak. Altcoins whisper save me while they choke on red. Bitcoin's a slow poison pulling everything dead. I long for the flip, everyone's tweeting about, but hope feels like a joke I keep repeating out loud. Every bounce is a liar, every dip confession. Frustration's a mirror I don't wanna look in. Fear of one wrong click, one this time play. Screwing up the plan, throwing it all away. Slow burn down, feel the king fade to gray. Low highs, new lows, slipping every day. Longing for the green that never shows his face. Misplaced, hopes of drug and I'm still chasing the taste. Also drowning quiet, no splash, just sink. Bitcoins leading the funeral, slow as you think. Slow burn down, frustration's my crown. Fear of fucking up, but I'm still around. Ethereum's coughing blood, Solana's on life support. Memo coins just memes now, no punchline, no core. I wish I sold the top, posted I'm out and ghosted. Instead I'm here scrolling, pride already roasted. Missteps feel personal, like the market knows my name. Every lower low's a finger pointing blame. Bitcoin slow descent, like ice melting in your hand. All's our ash now, scattered across the land. Every lower high's a punch I didn't see coming. Longing turns to static, frustration keeps drumming. Fear's a shadow dancer, stepping on my toes. Screwing up the future, adding to my low. Slow burn down, feel the king fade to gray. Lower highs, new lows, slipping every day. Longing for the green that never shows his face. Misplaced, hopes the drug and I'm still chasing the taste. Also drowning quiet, no splash, just sink. Bitcoins leading the funeral, slow as you think. Slow burn down, frustration's my crown. Fear of fucking up, but I'm still around. Hey, funny how we romanticize the fall. Call it patience when it's really just all. Misplaced hope's the prettiest lie I tell. Frustration's a soundtrack, fear's the smell. One day it'll flip, or so the story sells. Till then we're burning slow, ringing our own bells. Screw-ups build the scars, but scars don't pay the rent. Still longing for the pump that never came, still spent. Slow burn down, feel the king fade to gray. Low highs, new lows, slipping every day. Longing for the green that never shows its face. Misplaced, hopes the drug and I'm still chasing the taste. Also drowning quiet, no splash, just sink. Bitcoins leading the funeral, slow as you think. Slow burn down, frustration's my crown. Fear of fucking up, but I'm still around. Slow burn down.
Said to stop, swear this time I'll hold the line. Price dips just enough to keep my trigger fine. Bastard bounces back the second I'm out. Now I'm staring at the chart like a fool with doubt. Blowing up another account, damn it, I keep trying. Bleeding out so slowly, every candle's lying. Stop loss, see my soul when I try to stay alive. Force flip flop again, market wants me to buy high. Told myself no chase, let the setup come clean. But the wick paints perfection on a fake green screen. Fingers hover, heart already knows the play. Hit the button anyway, watch the pain replay. Blowing up another account, damn it, I keep trying. Bleeding out so slowly, every candle's lying. Stop loss, eat my soul when I try to stay alive. Force flip flop again, market wants me to buy high. Fuck it, again. Room stays dark, just a glow from the phone. Empty coffee cup, another night alone. I know the script, still read every line. Same old ending, same old decline. Blowing up another account, damn it, I keep trying. Bleeding out so slowly, every candle's lying. Stop loss, eat my soul when I try to stay alive. Force flip flop again, market wants me to buy high.
Ladies and gentlemen,
another zero.
we're almost there.
Balance gone.
The turkey.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and squirrels, you're watching Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg. We're sitting here watching Bitcoin again on the little usual 6-minute time frame. We never did make it up there to that 382 fib, 68302. A little disappointed in that. This is a little hopeful situation. That line keeps moving. This was our last attempt to do that right there, resistance. And the moving average starting to roll over on us, and now we get the effect of that. And we just keep coming down. Now we're above a little area. Went a little bit lower than the trend line that I wanted us to kind of hope to keep. Got to zoom out a little bit to see that trend line over here. Kind of a big deal for me. Don't like it when I don't ever like it when we actually break a trend line, right? And we broke that one. So we can get rid of some of these lines over here that we don't need. Kind of hoping for support. That 382 area right there. It's hoping it would hold. Did not hold. We lost that 200 moving average there on that 1 hour. We were tracking that. Now, as we speak, right over here, we got the bearish cross of the 50 trying to move down on that little booger. And that's usually known as the the death cross. And that's not exactly bullish. What is kind of bullish right now, short term probably more than likely, is it where we regain the 9 moving average. It's trying. We get a little dead cat bouncy bounce, come up a little bit and roll the hell back over. Usually what happens. All right, so if you're looking at this in channel perspective, right, you got a measure move that you can take, and it's pretty much the length of the old channel idea. This one kind of went a little, gave us some extra credit right there. We'll go ahead and take that extra credit into account right there. If you put that at through the breakout point where we lost that channel by traditional TA analysis, that would be bringing us down to these areas down here. This yellow line is just a curved line. Not really, it's very subjective line, but I'm hoping that we're seeing some curving in this when we zoom out. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can kind of squint your eyeballs to see it a little bit too. Our lows are getting shorter, right? This is a bigger drop, smaller drops, smaller drop. We're just kind of curving around. Got this little banana shape going on over there. Don't know why. I'm just going to erase that one. It looks kind of silly, doesn't it? So we're looking at that, but what I'm also noticing here, since I switched over to the daily time frame on you, this is the big boy over here. I'm not liking how these guys are moving over. That's what we saw in the smaller time frames before we started getting a bigger dump down. So there's lots of arguments we can make that we got a lot of support down here. I've already made those arguments for support down to 58,000. I see a lot of support down there. We may get caught up down there if we do go lower, right? And do the same thing for a few weeks or a few months, like we've been doing around 60 and 61 and 60,000. Could happen. I hope that it doesn't. I don't want us to lose this trend line. You guys have been watching me know that I'm very big on that trend line, especially on the weekly and whatnot. And that 200 moving average that we got that you can't see on this chart. Let me see if I can come to one that we can see it. All right, so trend line idea here could be adjusted a little bit. I got a little bit of a gap there. Fill the gap. So we went right to the trend line. The only thing in the 200 moving average here on the weekly, the only thing we haven't done so far is actually tap this little 382 Fibonacci. I mean 618 Fibonacci, that yellow line. That's the major one. If we're doing this AB equals 8, if we got our 5 Elliott waves up in our ABC correction, and I realize that can be subjective, look at the ABC, or if you want to be, no, that was the 5 wave, so this should be your ABC. However you want to look at it, we're right in the Fibonacci area where it could kick off, right? So that was one of the arguments we got, that maybe, just maybe, we'll find some bottoming over here over the next 4 months and just kind of trade sideways through the summer. So far, we have been trading very boringly and sideways and not coming down to fresh new all-time lows. I mean, unless you want to count that little smidgen that we had 3 weeks ago. But hopefully we will find some support over here. But traditionally, we do lose the 200 moving average on the weekly. We've done that a number of times. Something else will happen in the market. I don't know. We breached it briefly here on COVID on that one. Before that, it wasn't that big of a deal. 200 moving average on the weekly was kind of the place to look, right? But then we had Sam Bankman-Fried and all that good stuff, I believe, happened over here in October, November. Oh, that was here. We lost it before that. 3 Arrows Capital, everything unwinding, crypto going to hell. And then we got the final little dip down there to about 15,000 with the FTX gift. Man, it was horrible back then. People just losing their money. Got it in these platforms like Celsius, BlockFi, and there's some names that you haven't heard in a while, right? And they were just over leveraged and weren't doing the proper things with those funds, and poof, it's gone. And you're like, you told me it was safe. You told me everything was fine. Everything was fine. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's good until that one tweet says everything's not good. We've been lying the whole time. It's been horrible. We've just been lying to you because you can trust us. Not your keys, not your coins. That's the big thing. If you got that Bitcoin on the sweet wallet, the best place for it is to stay on that sweet wallet. I wouldn't try to. I mean, you have the options to use it as collateral for loans and things like that. You do it in the deepest, darkest nights of the bear market, you're probably doing okay to borrow against it and pay for itself. If you're borrowing when the things is on the uprise and everything, and then if it could go a little nasty for you, definitely don't want to take a loan against your Bitcoin at the very top. Well, that would be kind of silly. But it is a collateral asset, and a lot like real estate, it is rare, limited, and grows in value against the dollar. Proven over time here. It is the apex asset at the moment with a proven history right now. 200 moving average. Are we going to test that one again? We could. That's coming in about 61,680 on the weekly. And gosh darn it, if we aren't getting close to it. Let's turn on the Christmas tree candle so we can see what's going on. Well, we got a red, big old green dildo red candle right there. Just a big hanger. That's golly. That sucker's huge. I didn't realize how bad we got dicked down right there. That was from 73,000 all the way down to 58. Woo! That was some scary times, wasn't it? And then we got this green weekly candle. I was like, hey man, it's looking good. Now it's not the 200, and it is. Right now, I think we are trying to retest that. Technically, this guy is still in the doji formation here. He's kind of undecided at the moment, but there was a lot of sell pressure on that wick right there. Up at 67. We just got up to 67 as high as we can go, and a lot of people said, that's good enough for me. I'm selling. I'm shorting this bitch. And down we came. Well, that's a little recap for Bitcoin. On the daily, we're below the 9, so you suck, Bitcoin. Stop sucking. Get above that 9 moving average. I didn't really want to open a candle below it, but here we are. So I'm bearish. As you can see, I'm a little bit bearish over here on Bitcoin. And we're going to flip on the Hyperliquid candles again and just kind of look at our trend lines over here. Now that was from the wicks to the bodies. We want to go from bodies to bodies and see what we got there. And that was coming, we're still under it, right? Maybe we can wick back up and close above 60, around 64,000. We might be okay. Reclaim the 9 moving average and work our little happy asses out of here. That's about the best that we can help for right now. Otherwise, it could be that little rising channel, which a lot of people want to call a bear flag, however you want to treat it right there. Flags and A, B equals CDs have a lot in common. Just got to put your measure move in the right place, and that could, oh my gosh, that'd make a lot of bears happy to start talking about $43,000, which I'm not going to do. I am not going to do. There's a lot of things we got to clear before we do that, right? And again, there are harmonic possibilities be happening over here at 57, 58,000 too if we do make it down there. I'm not even convinced that we're going to make it down there yet, right? It might be November, December before we see something there or lower. They can drag us around all summer just in shaking up and down, and any gains that you made shortening it down, or any gains that you happen to have taken profit up at the top, can you shake it right out of your little wallet right there, right out of your little account, because they're good at this little game. Let me tell you, they are so good. They're so good that they shake out the smaller time frame traders, but the ones that kind of invest and kind of go by those big ones, they seem to have an edge in this market right now. I'm just saying, zoom out before we go all crazy. All right, well, let's take a look. Since we lost the trend line, that trend is therefore henceforth from now on considered over. I'm going to adjust this trend line a little bit right there. Oh, snap. I don't really need this guy on top, but I do need my old Fibonacci, the good old Fibonacci, from the very swing low to the very swing high. And look where we bounced off of. Oh, that was like too beautiful. Wait a minute, let me tweak you a little bit. Do I have you right up there? Yeah. I got you right over here. Hard to see with that line in the way. Yeah, baby. So yeah, we went right to our 618, which is cool. I like that. Is this a 1-2-1-2? Because it's not a 1-2-3-4 because we went past this guy. So we might be doing something very, very bullish. I get a 1-2-1-2-3-4-4. Whatever it wants to do on the little end there. I'm talking that Elliott wave gibberish right over here in the Cliff Notes. The simplified version. All right, so 62, 150, that area seems to be where we bounce from. All right, that's cool if we can get away from here. I do have some targets based on that. If we can, if we do not go any lower than that, I do have these guys on the radar to look for. In the future, 69, 5, and 70, just based off of that. But that's a good bottoming area, even though we got the death cross happening here on the 1 hour. We're looking for a double bottom or some kind of bottoming pattern over here would be my first thing to do, instead of just aping in saying, this is it. I got to see what happens over here. There's a lot that we can do. One of which is a bearish retest right where we would expect it, right up through there at the 382. Going back about $64,107 according to this chart. And maybe we come back and make a higher low, or maybe we continue lower and then we start looking at these guys. And what are these guys? Back down here about $58,000, $59,000. It could happen. Well, that could happen. That could be on the menu. Let's see, we got a 618 pullback from here. It did a 1-to-1 move. It did its full Monty right there. Went up to the negative 618 right there. I'm talking about this move way back here from the bottom. Came up 618. Then we went up to the corresponding 618. Big ass move. Needs a big ass correction. But I take that's kind of a bullish sign for me. So I'm not really focusing on these guys so much. I do want to see what happens right here about 62,000. You guys think we can hold this area? We do have some bullish things going on over here. 200 crossing the 300. We got these guys over here to test. It looks like that's what we're trying to do. 100's above the 200. It's just these lower ones, the 50 and below, that are giving us hell and just kind of being all flip-floppy and flip-flippity and all that good stuff. But we did break a trend line, so we got to be cautious because there is a measured move that does take us down. And we don't want to just be willy-nilly about that and discredit that idea. Normally, I would be looking for something like that. With the 618 involved, I'd be looking for the 786, which would be right here at 60,800, right there in that area. Would be a nice, that should be a nice strong area for support there. I'm not so much looking for the 886s at the moment, but that would be retesting. That would be still be a higher low if we came down and just bounced right off of that. And then over here, see what happens. This would be a better higher low. This one would have been the most awesome one, but they didn't want to play ball with us. So now we're just stuck watching and seeing what's happening and hoping that this moving averages will kind of keep us leveled out over here. All right. So Bitcoin looking a little janky. 4 hours trying to give us a little love over here. We got some divergence is what this little green dot here is saying. And a green dot over here on Market Cipher with the stochastics trying to rise up. The only thing that I don't like is that money flow is just now went into the red. So tells me don't expect miracles from this. Don't expect a big old bounce up. And as a matter of fact, keep an eye on 64,000 for your resistance area. That's likely where we're trying to head up there. Retouch that little 4 hour 9 moving average that we're just so far away from right now. I see a bunch of chop as we go into this weekend, and it makes me wonder if they do dump us down on Friday, what are they going to do the rest of the weekend? Sometimes they like to continue that on. Or maybe we get that surprised late Sunday bounce. Who knows what they're going to do, right? We're not fortune tellers. We just look at what the trends are and the candles are telling us and everything. And right now, telling us that trend line is broken. That one's gone. It probably ain't coming back, y'all. Not anytime real soon. Let's see what we got going on. Meanwhile, let's take a look at our altcoins and see how they're doing, right? This is total ES on the 4 hour. And we're starting to see them break that little yellow line that we were hoping to hold as support. So possibility altcoins might be getting ready to take another move down and lose about, I don't know, what is that, 0.3, 0.5 trillion? Could be. We come all the way down here to this next level that I've got, which also should probably correspond with the measured move. Should get something near that vicinity with the measured move as well. If you're looking at it from, well, even a bear flag perspective, or as a B equals CD, it goes right to it mathematically. Boom. All right. So we might be getting set up. The signs are starting to point that way, that we might be just getting a little naughtiness going on. So there could be some possible shorts. We want to be involved in that. Definitely could be some possible profit taking. But then I'm coming over here and looking at the market, which is not going to be open tomorrow. And that's this Wall Street, the S&P 500. And I've been curious to see what the hell's going to happen. I figure we could get a steeper rejection over here at this major area, new all-time high level. We hit our head, 1618, I believe. Should get a strong rejection, but so far it keeps like wanting to try to stay up there. It just does not want to leave. But we got one touch here. We had this. We lost that trend. We lost several trends as it matured out. Now we're on more like a 45-degree angle, which is cool. We want those 45 degrees if we can get it. We got 2 touch points and almost a third if we're looking at that wick. It looks like it wants to try to go on up. So what the hell? Looks like that AI bubble is going to blow up a little bit bigger. It looks like that redhead that used to blow the bubble gum on the school bus and get it all in everybody's hair and stuff. Sorry. But I'm curious to see what happens next week with the stock market. Will that save crypto? Is the money coming out of crypto going to the AI stocks? Maybe. We can see that some money is still coming back into stable coins over here. This is Tether dominance on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hour and you can see it a little bit better. That's what everything else is rated at. So it looks like we found support over this little over-under trend line we got going on established over here. Let's see if we can dial it in a little bit better. Yeah, nice one. So that's not the greatest sign we're looking for. And as we always also saw in Bitcoin dominance, now this is coming down. That's kind of wild. What we don't want to happen is for this to come down and Bitcoin come down at the same time. That will kill altcoins, right? That's on part of our cheat sheet over here. Let me pull up the old cheat sheet just as a reminder. Yeah, that's, I mean, for any other situation, it's good for altcoins. They're like, yay, Bitcoin dominance is coming down. We've been waiting so long, but then Bitcoin comes with it, and altcoins just like, I mean, it doesn't feel that bad at the time. Maybe the altcoins are holding. You're saying this one has strength. This one has strength. But then when this guy finds supports and starts going the other way, look what happens. Those situations is not just hanging around anymore. It's dumping. And they're going, oh no. It's a delayed reaction right there. Don't want to go through that crap again. So just be careful with your altcoins. It's probably good to take profits if you're at them. But with Bitcoin coming down, I would say a lot of them are at their bottoms too, or at some kind of low point. So shorting right now, we got to be picky about what we're doing on the charts. Let me come over and say hello to everybody. That was my crypto spiel. We're 25 minutes into the show. The rest of it can be spent on altcoins, stocks, gold, silver, whatever. Hey man, I'm up. We'll just share some information and go through and see what's popping and what's not. And ultimately, I do want to look on bigger time frames to see if we can find the next big thing to look at before it gets there, right? That's kind of the key to do. Let me come over and say hello to everybody. And we got Bullish on Parade in here. Hey, y'all. Hey, Dawg. Hope you had a good time at the beach. I did. It was cool. It was cool. Wasn't very far from the beach at all with our room and everything. Just facing the beach. It was ideal. Okay, I got an idea. Bear with me. Everyone thinks the market will bottom in October. Why don't you put it on the jack-o'-lantern face and pool it? Ooh, maybe. Let's see, I did a poll over here. I don't know if you guys saw the poll, but there is a poll over there just to kind of get a feel for everything. But make sure you know. Don't want to sit here and go over a bunch of explanations for things that just we don't need to hear, right? We can actually use this time a little bit more useful for such setups or something. Strager's in the house. How you doing, Strager? Good to see you, my man. My OG right there. You get the clap. I see what you're doing. Gotta look out for Jenny over here. Like get a little handsy with Jenny for some. I think I understand why, but I mean, still, HR doesn't like it very well. Doesn't like it when I do it. All right, Ave's in the house. Good to see you, Ave Medina. And we got Damien Wins in the house. Good to see you, Damien. And Meet Damien says, it's all going to hell in the handbasket, Road Dog. What coin can we short to take full advantage of this? I want your favorite crypto to short. Well, honestly, the only thing I'm really looking for, other than my little degen thing, which is basically like gambling, is Bitcoin. Mainly, especially on a small account. I try to stick to trading Bitcoin. When I try to go to some other place, sometimes I get some mixed results on that. I get the feeling, oh, I can do this again. That was so easy. But so I'll keep an idea. I'm looking for something to short that's at a toppy top, which I doubt that anything is right now. So, and then I'd have to look for a retest. So if I were looking for something, if this was some other thing, I would be looking for something up like that, and then ideally to get in a short there. That would be the smart short. Now the degen short's like, this looks good. Let me try this. Oh man, stopped out. Let's try it again. Or find something that's pumping up his ass. And we might be able to do that. Let's come over here and see what's popping and what's not. This is we just got the top 300 over here. Labs is up. You can always trust that one. It's not like it ever rug pulled from $20-something down to $5 and ruined everybody and gained everybody. I'm surprised it's even back up there after that those shenanigans. DEXC. Still got my eye on that one. I kind of like that one. I still have not worked a position on it, but I've been eyeballing it. That's something that I like to do, is to get on my exchange and see what they got. And I like to come over here and see what the hell's been getting beat the hell up. And last night I was playing around with something called BTW, right? Because I saw that she was down bad. Now I looked at the chart and I'm like, wait a minute, looks like you're kind of like at an area you can bounce from. And it did. So I was doing some very high leverage, very low, very small, with a small account, very small trades, but very high leverage on it. And wow, it's cool when you see those 700% gains or something come out of nowhere, or 100% just come like in the next five minutes. Sometimes it's kind of wild. All right, let's see what we got over here. I'll pull my fib strong there. Swing low to swing high. Tell me where we need to buy. Ooh, 886, dude. Yes, I'm lordy. What'd you pull back to the first time? 786 came up here. You could technically come all the way back down here. I'm just saying. You could pull that crap or deeper. Gosh darn it. That one actually, a 786, technically down here to 0.002 would be the. But it's not. We got a 886. We're above the 9 on the 4 hour. That makes me happy. That makes me tingle. It makes me want to go back and look at this little guy again and maybe get back in. I think I got a little antsy and got okay, I went down to the 1 hour, and right now we're at resistance at the 50 moving average. 50 moving average, got some more resistance up here at 5.8 cents. Nice little V shape going on right there. Nice little roundy. Some people might call that a Adam and Eve. I would say that's kind of pushing it a little bit, just because, well, I can draw a trend line. So if I can draw a trend line, it's probably some form of triangle. I'm just saying. Or both. I guess you can technically, we can both compromise and call it an Adam and Eve triangle. I don't care. A lot of people might be talking about the complex head and shoulders. And that's all cool and everything. I ain't got nothing against that. But oh snap, you're moving up on me right now. Look at you going, that 15. You make me want to FOMO in. You get past that 200 moving average on this 15, I'm going to FOMO in. That looks like a nice little retest. So I'm seeing more of this ascending triangle like that. You can also fit your head and shoulders in on these guys, and a lot of times that's really what you're looking at as well. They're kind of almost the same thing in a lot of aspects, right? And normally people look at this as being a continuation pattern, right? That's usually what your triangles are, continuation patterns, meaning whatever comes in, it usually comes down to the other side. But this one's not, at least this line, right? We can get past this little booger right over here at 5.5 cents. This one's ready to start cooking, I believe, for higher highs and higher lows. Looks like it's got a nice little setup there. So I was eyeballing that the other night. And here's how I would play it. I would take from this high right to here. Got my little accumulation zone right over here, telling me that anywhere below 5.6 cents is probably a good place to buy this, especially on spot. Now, your futures could vary depending on how greedy you are and how much leverage you want to use and all that good stuff. But the juicy ass targets we got are just amazing. What could that do? From where we are right now, 22 or 20 and 47%. Well, that's fairly decent on spot. Let's see, we got some reactions over here. Those guys point to over there for resistance. What else we got? What else are you pointing at over here? Right where we are. Because I'll keep you there. I'll keep you there. I'm superstitious. I'll make it a perforated line so it doesn't have an excuse not to break through. I want to give it all the help it deserves right there. It needs. I'm going to come down to the 6 minute because I feel like I'm missing out on you. I feel like I'm missing out on you breaking out of this. Will you come back and get me, darling? You still got some stuff to do down here. All these things crossing over the 360. I can see us moving up to there. It makes me almost want to nibble, but I know I'd go crazy ass leverage on it. But it does make me want to nibble. But this is one that I just been in, and I had some good gains when it was doing all this stuff because it was fun. And she did it several times through here. It was quite fun and quite the adventure. All right. Imagine this one comes back. Where's your main resistance at? Right through. Yeah, everything's pointing toward right over here. that I can see. So if I had to do a trade setup on this, let's see. Let's go ahead and try to see what that might look like over here. You put your stop loss way down here, below everything else, below that 886. You can get a 2.5. Like, oh, that's up. It's okay. It's not great. We can move our stop loss up. This is on the 1 hour, but even that's not too bad. If I was starting out, if I was buying here and nibbling, I'd definitely do that just to keep things under control. It makes me want to get in. Gosh darn it, you make me want to get in so bad, but we can do double bottoms. There's lots of things we can be doing here. Just because we feel the FOMO don't mean we're right. Hell, we weren't right about a lot of things, right? Probably ain't going to be right about the FOMO either. A little patience. Why is everything moving around on my chart? How did you get up there? What the hell? Was it here? Oh, you're the one. Even though it's giving us that little confirmed green dot right there. I'm ready to blast through. Like I said, though, if you do get above that 15 minute, I will probably do a little tiny FOMO in on it again. But this was fun. This was fun to trade. Let me come back over to the chat. Let's get back on target over here. We got FCL. How you doing, FCL? Good to see you, my man. Digital X is in the house. Good to see you too, my man. Duality C. We got the whole cruise here. Tony Gold and everybody. 11 people hanging out with the turkey tonight. I feel like we're dropping off a little bit. Maybe taking a week off would do it. But one thing that I found that really kind of helps perk me up a little bit is, well, some good ass coffee.
The morning's gray, the clocks are full, the world outside moves slow, so slow. But there's a spark, a golden glow, good ass coffee's here, you know. Oh, the best part of waking up is good ass coffee in your cup.
When society collapses and fiat dies, only one thing will matter, your seed phrase. Welcome to Apocalypse Prepper Crypto Bunkers. Each unit comes with 6 months of canned hopium, a solar-powered node, and 1 emotional support parrot.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Elvis. And we got Ave. How you doing? Oh, he said hi to you, Ave. Well, hey, Ave. Hi again. All right, so that just happened to be one I'm looking at. If you guys got any that you want to share, want to take a look at, maybe you see a setup, maybe you're just curious about something, want a second opinion, I don't know. Otherwise, I'm going to start flipping through these things, and I'm going to be on some bigger time frames trying to look for something while I wait to see what the hell this one's going to do, because I kind of like it. All right, so what am I looking for here? Oh yeah, that marker thing. All right, it should be in the chat right there. Submit your coin request for live analysis. Priority goes to members and super chats. And here we will go. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do that, let's look at the poll. Let's take the poll. Let's close the poll. All right, so we got 11 votes. And I didn't put a question, but the poll should be self-explanatory. Said, I have a good grasp of TA in training. And trading, so 55% of you say that. 27 say you're just here for the cool kids. 17% say I got no clue about this stuff. Well, you're the guys that I want you to ask questions, and you're the type of person that I want to come over and join our Telegram group. It's free. There's no paywall there. Can't promise there won't ever be, but so far it just doesn't look like it's in the universe's will at the moment for there to be one. But it's free, but that's the place that you can come over and ask them stuff. I had a lot of cool stuff over there. I haven't cranked it up because I haven't heard anything about it. I turned all the bots off and everything. Had Signals bot, had a TA analyst bot over there. And you can post a chart and it would do TA for you and stuff. There we go. Thank you, Ave. Thank you for that. That's the link right there. But also ask questions in the stream, but there's a classroom area over there and the lounge area, wherever. But I do like the questions to be in the classroom and the topics. Probably going through and sorting out some of those topics, but let me quit chatting and wasting time waiting and see what this thing's going to do. Makes me want to get in. By the top. By the top. Buy at the resistance. See why it's a bad idea? I mean, we're at resistance, right? But the emotions is like, I missed it. I still want to get in because I still think it can go up. It looks good. But is now the time to get in? I mean, look, the resistance. 9 moving average right here. Let me see what happens there. I'm on the 15-minute. Let's go down. Let's go down a little deeper. Let's go down a little bit. Let's get a little naughty over here. Oh, nice little ribbon flip trying to happen over here with the big boys. I'm gonna go down to the 1 minute. Ribbon flip already happened. So I don't care if they get tight. They can get tight and stay tight for a long time. That don't tell me anything. But when they start crossing, start reading it that way, then we're looking at momentum and we're trying to get something. Are you going to stick? That's deep, baby. That's deep. I don't have my accounts pulled up over here. Oh, I'm already on you? Oh, sweet. You only let me have 10x. Goodness gracious. Oh, now you get a red candle thing on me. See if we can hold there. I took a little nibble. A little nibble. I think that fits a little bit better. All right. Let's make sure we don't go below that 200 moving average right there. So my nibble was premature. We were below the 50. That was kind of highly risky right there. You better show me something. Show me some love over here, mister. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let me get out of this. Let's come over and let's take a look and let's get a list of coins to go over. Oh, and that's the wrong place. We're going to look at Lab and DEXE. That was 2 of the things we're going to look at real quick. Take a look at Lab. See what you're doing over here. I am being totally untrustworthy is what I think. That was a little unexpected. I didn't think people would trust it after that big wick down from $20 to $4, but I guess people do. It's still curving up. Is this a legitimate project? Because I just took it that it was just another little Binance little play that whatever. Flushed because that action right there, that was brutal. That was highly unfair. Came back to a 786, didn't you? I think I want to change the music up a little bit here. I got some vocal chop on right now. Let's see if we can. Probably heard this before though. I don't know. Let me know if the music's okay there. All right, so is it going to double top? Is it going to make a higher high, a lower high? I mean, that's what we don't know. We got to try to figure out as we go over here. And it gets tricky with that wick. I got to come all the way down to that wick there. So we've already got our 1-3s kind of marked out. And I got some confluence from that actually. So that does square up for me. Maybe pressing about $19, but to take a trade here just to get that little bit, is it worth it? No. I mean, we're looking for a short at these pivot points is really what I would be looking for, and it may take it a minute for it to do it. I'd be so pissed if you go up there, but I got a feeling you're going to try to do it. I've got a feeling this little bastard's going to try to do it. All right, so let's see what happens over here. Rejection point over here at about 1950, maybe 23. Take a look at DEXE. I think I kind of like this one. Going to zoom out a little bit and get off these messy charts. It was in a falling wedgie, which broke to the upside and did really damn good. Came all the way back up to retest the top and then fell back down. That you can't bitch about that. That was a 618 fib area, or 1618, I think. Right? That's interesting. Measured move came up to 618, the big one. Let's see what we got going on. Get some of this old stuff off that was from way back in these days. So, sequential higher highs and higher lows so far. Lost the trend line, but got right back into it. Possible bear trap scenario, bouncing off that 50 moving average. That could be bullish. Nice ribbon crosses over here. Let's see what we got. Can you give us a little green dot here soon? I don't like money flows coming down, but it is still green. Let me zoom out just a minute. 9 moving average, wick below it. That still looks good. Weekly is giving you the old red dot. Last time it gave us the old red dot, we went down $2, a whole $2, before we decided, oh, that's enough. And that's probably why I missed it, because I was probably expecting lower from that. Cycling down through on the 3-day. MACD's starting to get bearish on us, just now crossed over. So tricky entry, right? When you're seeing the bigger time frame saying that should be going down. And it just may be a delayed experience here, like come back up and then finally break the trend line. But right now, that qualifies as a bear trap for me. And here on the smaller time frames, just saying, yeah, let's go, let's go. I'm just trying to weigh out these bearish crosses and everything over here. I like this one. There could be a short-term play to try to get back up to 20. I don't even know if we'll get up there or get past that, right? It could be the lower high. It may just go up to $2 or something. So not the best one, and not ready for a short yet, not coming back into there. So you could make an argument for a long here, but would it be worth it? That's the question. So put your stop below down here. And I mean, it's barely a 1-to-1 move right there, and a 2.25 up here. So not really the best trade setup if we're trying to put, you know, a proper stop distance in there. And that's a deep stop here on the 4-hour, right? And even if we were to go with this idea, we can shorten up our stops this way, take a little bit more of a riskier trade. But your idea is we break that trend line, or in this trend line, your idea is probably over. I would have to say I would agree. So you can improve it there, but that's still a lot to ask. You'd have to come up, make a higher high to get your 4-to-1. Just coming up to where we were before is 1.5. So still not the greatest, even with that, for real. So not sold on getting in that one just yet. So we got Siren back. Siren went up 128%. That just now happened. Oh, we're on the 1,000 right now. We've looked at that one before. So some of these guys are up 128%, 84%. Asteroid Shiba. That one has been making a lot of moves. Oh, we're going to check that one out. Cortex. Synapse. Synapse might be interesting. I think that one might actually have a use case. DXE, or DEXE, the one that we just looked at. Meteoria is starting to do some stuff. What's the volume trading over here? Let's do the volume. See if we can put that into. So most of the volume's been going on Synapse. Then we got Bitway. Yeah, there we go. There you are, Bitway. Top gainers right now. In volume, anyway. For that one, it's up 9%. That's the one we looked at earlier. You know, I don't even know what the hell the thing is. I just liked the chart last night, and it did good. Oh, you're a Binance coin? And Ethereum, of course, but what are you? Service not allowed, not supported in my region. So it looks like we're a stake, bridge, something along those lines. I just erased something over there. That sucks. Oh, this is Ash Clash, which is free. George is talking about putting a paywall behind it. If he doesn't do it, we can also get that same information over here. See what's been popping the last 24 hours. EOS? Are you kidding me? Are you for real? EOS? That's a boomer failure coin right there. It's supposed to be the Chinese Ethereum replacement right there back in the day. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that that's even a thing right there. That's crazy. Whoops. Turkey.
Baller alert.
Digital
Make it
X
rain.
says thoughts on Ethereum for the next week or two. I need to probably take a look at that too. I'm trying to determine where I want to start nibbling at some Ethereum and figure out how much I want to nibble. Says you can't hear the music? It should be playing. It's just too low.
Crypto's gnawing at me, one trade at a time. Dreamed of
Should be able to hear it now, right?
thought this was the climb. And things looked up, my perfect thought alive.
Kingpin says, look at 5. 5, that's a coin. F-I-V-E.
Shots were screaming, voices inside.
Kingpin Crypto, good to see you.
Get out now, but I chase
Geo Jim says, Dash, any good play? We'll take a look at that. And Geo Gems, thank you for the $2. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I appreciate you. Wait a minute. Oh man, Sean, did you move the buttons around again? You get the clap. And you get fireworks. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Ooh. Ah. Oh. That fireworks. Thank you so much, Geo Gems. I appreciate that. Now it's too much. Alexa, skip. This should be a pretty decent volume right here.
whisper in the dark. I keep turning away.
All right. Oh, we're on Rave. It's still a thing. You're $1.66. All right, so we looked at DEXE, we looked at Lab. I'm going to take a quick look at Siren over here. Oh, we picked the wrong exchange. Are they still open? Like, nobody trades there as far as I know. All right, this is Siren on the 4-hour. What is going on? Why are you having a good day? Why are you up? I don't see that you're up, Siren. How did you possibly get on our list? I see nothing of interest over here for a Siren at the moment. All right, well, that was easy. Okay, let's take a look at... we'll take a look at Asteroid real quick. What is going on with this one? Somebody's making some money on it. I guess we'll take a look at future... Oh, snap it! 4-hour chart. Let's see what we got going on over here. Some released on up ahead. Dookie? It's also plain missteps and reactions hard to contain. Boat going south, still ignore what I hear. Opium siren song ringing in my ear. So we got rejected off the 382, that's why it's such a great target. We're back into the accumulation zone, retesting that if you want to backtrack it that way. Looks like that 0.5 is going to be a great little target to go with. And of course, the old typical 618 Fibonacci right there. Is it worth trying to get in on that right now? Let's come down to the smaller time frame. Check this little beehole out. 1 hour is giving us a red dot saying, I need to pull back, man. I went up too high. I got too high. I need to come down. And I'm like, okay, we'll catch you. We catch you. Got a little bit of support right over here. We're looking at some of these guys. Are we going to keep it? Looks like we're kind of losing that support area. Take it up here. We already have, but take it to where we've got the most touches. Yeah, we still a little bit below it there, sir. I'll be looking for a 0.5 Fibonacci with that great big giant impulse bid. go from the swing low to the swing high. Oh, we're right there. We're already there, Ellen. What should we do now? Well, I was probably waiting to see if it holds. Got a lot of these other moving averages coming down a little bit lower down here in these areas. I'm going to pop in this 786 right there. And I'm going to come to a smaller time frame and see what's going on. Look at the flag to the upside. Is it? Well, if you are going to play a flag, I mean, close to the bottom is probably the best places. And that one almost gave you something, but then it petered out. Wonder what this one will do. What if it does something very similar? I'm just asking for a friend. I mean, what do they do? I mean, they look kind of similar. What would that look like? Oh no! So too early to tell. I'm coming down on the tiny ass time frames over here. We don't really have anything going on. I got a little angle down here on all these touches, but they kind of point that we could be falling on down here. So I'm not willing to play a flag to the upside, not unless there's like a breakout of that flag. And could look for that being a breakout, or we could have looked for this being a breakout, or maybe we just wait for that one, right? There's no volume behind it. You do have volume price with volume, so it may get a little pump up over here. But is it going to be enough to give us a nice breakout? I'm going to go with those two touches and just kind of use that. Then again, that's on a tiny ass time frame. We're below the 9 and the 21, and we can definitely come down and talk to the 200 and 100 or the 50. Asteroids, let's take a look at SYN. Is that right? Okay, yeah, we got this one off the list over there. There's Syndicate, and there's also something else. Let's look at the one on Kraken and see if that's... Are you the one? Are you the one? Synapse, that's what we're looking for. Synapse. Are you Synapse? I believe you are Synapse. Synapse! On Kraken. And Binance has it too. Coinbase? No, that's a different one. That's Syndicate. Okay. Well, I'd say it had a pretty good day, man. Went from 4 cents up to 16 cents or something. Pretty bitchin'. 50 moving average is way down there at 5 cents too. Ooh, baby, this is one you definitely want to look for a 0.5 on or better. She came down to 382. I don't think that one will stick. Maybe it will. I don't have to say sorry. With a big impulse move like that, I would at least look to see what happens there. That's at a little over 9 cents right there. Let's come down to smaller time frame. There's a lot of stuff that can be happening over here. We could get an M shape, which is the harmonic, and that could eventually bring us back down to these areas over here too. Where it makes a lower low or even a slightly higher, or a lower high or a slightly higher high. Either one of those could just depend if we bounce off of the 0.5. So finding some support on the old 21 right there. Just some people enter just on that alone. Look, it's touching a 21. I got to get in. Looks like a flag shape. To me, you lost a trend line over here on the smaller time frame. So I do believe down we go. I'm looking for 9 cents out of this one. I don't see a great short unless we come up to about 12, almost 13 cents and roll over. And that might be what we're trying to work on for this one. But all right, take a look at EOS. Then we'll take a look at Ethereum. EOS, I can't believe what is up with this one. I can't believe anybody. How far did you go down? This thing went down as far as 5 cents. Sounds crazy, right? But look at this chart. It was up to $1.53. But wait, there's more. I don't think we got into the other cycles on this one. Yeah. Yeah, it went to $23 back in 2018. That was one of the ones that made a lot of people a whole lot of money there. I remember that one. I thought it came out about $14 when they... Was that the one? They did an IPO. I think it was the first one to do an IPO or something crazy like that, if I'm not mistaken. You had to do a lot of finagling to try to get one overpriced. And now look at it, to 7 cents there. I would say I can't really see much of a future for this one, it being at the very all-time lows. But there's still be some people that will still talk about EOS. It was supposed to have been a good thing, but it just never was. But anyway, that one's pumping today. It made it to the list there. I don't think it's worth looking at. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's look at that from a longer term lens over here. Bitstamp, are you pretty good? Have you got a good chart? Possible bottom areas over here in the little box. We're trying to look for it on Ethereum. We've already been here. Been a minute though, hasn't it? Pull this. Where'd we go? 382 area. 272 is really the target area on that one. All right, well, let me move this out of the way because that's just being distracting right now. So we're hoping for a bottom over here. That was kind of nice, and this looked like it could be bear trapping again, but coming a second time, that's a little different. Now you got this trend line, so our trend line is kind of escaping us. Bearish retest is the other way to look at that. Went back up, bearish retest. If you're looking for a measured move, I think that would be your measured move, and you probably don't want to hear this. But it doesn't mean that this is what we're going to do, but there is an argument for it that could take us to a negative $800 on Ethereum, where if you got your Ethereum staking, they will pay you to take it off your hands, I guess. I don't know how that works. It goes into sub-zero. Where are our bigger moving averages, man? So far, the best that we can hope for is a double bottom scenario where we come all the way back down and touch. We could come all the way back down and touch 14. Good gosh, don't break it. I hope not. My goodness. Is that a big head and shoulders on there? Is that a big Batman or whatever? Jesus, take the wheel. It looks scary. It really does. It looks scary. They say sometimes that's the best time to buy, right? Your weekly MACD. I just recently flipped bearish again. I don't know where our bottom is, but I hope that we're pretty gosh darn close to it. Let me do a few little thingy things over here. So you just did your double top over there, right? I don't have any confluence for that for real. So I'm basically looking about that 1400, 1385, whatever this is right here, around $1,400. If we don't do a bear trap would be the best thing to happen, right? We got the 360, the 200, the 150. That's still up there. That can still pull us back. So bear trap is actually the best thing. Otherwise, I'm looking at $924, and I don't know, depending on how bearish we get over the next 4 to 5 months. Going into Q4, a lot can happen, so I don't want to rule that out. But the best thing that I would hope for, and it's still fresh enough. We're on the weekly. Let's see what's in our favor for turning this little baby around right now. I don't like that 9. That 9 does not need to cross. That's for one thing. I like the thickening cloud. That's a little bit. What's this? I didn't know those showed up on the week. Federal press conference on the 7th. That was yesterday. FMOC. Oh, this is old news. All right, so we lost the 360, held the 360, lost it. And I don't have any under here because there's not enough price history on Ethereum to give us our 800 or 600 moving average there. We can come down to some smaller ones, but we're below them, right? What could we do over here? I mean, it's just not the chart. There's not enough information to give us that on the chart. So we can't calculate it. All right, let's see what we got on smaller time frames. Are you trying to get back above this line? That looks bearish. Are you trying to do something over here? It is trying to do something on the smaller time, on the 4 hour, I see. Did it break a trend line though? I mean, I would say that is likely broke that one too. Well, here's what I do like about what I'm seeing. It's very similar to Bitcoin. We cleared an area right here. You could call it an ascending triangle if you want. We're just retesting the breakout point. That would probably be the best thing I can see. We're retesting this area through here. And I don't think you got a 618, did you? No, 0.5.
Same faces in the same dead room, same hope, same dread, same impending doom. They post the screenshots, they post the wins, but we all know the truth underneath the grins. I tell myself this is
so it's in danger right now. It could pull itself out of it, but man, for me, I mean, if I'm DCAing, if I'm doing that over the next few months, I would go by that program, or nibble in a little bit here, a little bit there. Basically, building a position over the next few months in this area, providing that we don't go just drop like a rock or something, is how I would approach it. Or wait till we get back up, right? I mean, that's what your traders would be telling you. Your OG traders and everything is wait for your confirmations, get above the levels of resistance that we got, which would be around 1750. And then you got a better chance of riding the momentum to the upside, which is what we're trying to do in trading, right? Not trying to buy a little bit and keep watching things go down. Oh man, it went down another $50 today. Damn it. Yeah, that's not fun. That's not what we're trying to do. I see some nice bullish crosses here on the 4 hour. Is trying to do something, but losing that trend line is kind of too early to make a decision on that one if you're trying to go long. And maybe too early to make it. You could do short. But if the 50 crossing the 100, why go short? That's a bullish sign. So I just want to see what she's doing. I think she's in limbo right now. Unless you want to view that as a bearish retest. You want to look at that as a bearish retest. That would be the other way. If you went short, you could put a tight stop loss. You could put a nice tight one over there on a smaller time frame, 1 hour or something like that. Or maybe you go higher if you wanted to, 1758, somewhere through there. I'd even look for 1723 because Up through here would be a little bit better, or just going above your other highs. That would be technically what you do, right? Or if you want to go hardcore, you can go way up here at 1859, but your risk reward is going to suffer, right? So where are you hoping to come down to? Back down to the bottom, 886 or lower. So it's not that much. It's not the greatest risk reward ratio unless we come all the way back down to 1500 trying to short it. If it just comes down to 16 something, you got a 1-to-1. So not the best short, right? Whereas if you're looking for something and you caught the double top or even over here, I mean, those are the areas to short, right? The 3-to-1, even with a big ass stop loss. That was the good place to look. Or you caught the little wick over here. You did the 886 or 786 retracement on the fib over here. 10-to-1. You know, just to where we are now would have been a 6-to-1. So those are the places I like to try to think and look for shorts is over here. Usually when people are calling a flag to the upside, it's usually the places to look for a short. I'm just saying. Because they try to force in a flag or something and whatever we're looking for. Those are usually, and then it becomes this, look, we're still in a flag. Look, we're in a flag. Getting ready to break out to the upside. They're always looking for a long when they should be looking for a possible short. It's in a bear market especially, right? But we are finding support over here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We got all this support right through here to work through. I've got a solid answer other than just doing a bearish retest. It may come down, and I don't know if it's worth being in the short on it unless you're expecting it to drop a lot lower than that. And that would be that. Oh, snap. Morgan Stanley what? Morgan Stanley files amendments for Ethereum and Solana ETFs, revealing the lowest fees in the market. That was today. Okay, that just came up by accident there. And on that news, price is dropping. There's still bullish crosses over here. It's trying. It's in the cloud. It's trying to do something. Higher highs, higher lows. That's what I would look for until that changes. And look for a bear trap idea. That would be cool. On the bull side. All right, let's take a look at. There's 5. I've never heard of 5. Pancake swap BNB chain. Oh, let's see what this one's doing, Ethel. This is against Rat BNB, so that's hard to read. Let's see. How about 5 on... Do we have to go to deck screener? Oh, crap. There's a bunch of 5s over here. I don't know what... There's D5. I think I need more information. Whoever said 5. Not sure which one we're looking at over here. However, I gotta say, what's this one doing? Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at Dash. Come back to the chat here. Let's check out Dash against Bitcoin on a bigger time frame. What kind of range are we looking at here? 50% range? You can grow your Bitcoin by 50% if you're playing Dash? Alright. I'd like to grow my Bitcoin 50%. Not been that damn easy. Dash against the dollar on Coinbase. Binance should have a good one. It's been over there for a minute, hasn't it? Well, it's been a minute since we looked at it. All these red lines are 236 Fibonacci's, right? Technically nice accumulation areas, just depending on where they were pulled. Also make some good targets over there. Alright, let's go clear out some lines over here so we can see what's happening. I see a 200 moving average coming in. Looks like we're right above it. It's lined up. You can see where the important parts over here with these candle bodies over here about 36. It likes to hold through there, doesn't it? It's at 34 right now. The technically below this weekly 200, just wicking down below it with the regular candles. You can see it right there. Your MACD is starting to flip over. Had some bearish news coming in a couple of weeks ago, which I guess brought it down from 50 on down, or helped it come on down from there, right? Possible M top, lower high. That's steep. I can't harmonic it really. All right, let's come down to smaller time frame and let's see what she's doing over here. There's a red dot on the daily. Let's see, we're down around the 100 and the 800 and 600 moving averages. Miss Lucy's on the line over here. That little devil girl came down and did a double bottom over here. That was nice. Wicks up here. That looks good. Higher highs, higher lows. I think it's got a chance. Lost a little recent trend line over here. Closed the candle below it. So probably going to talk to Miss Lucy around 33.88, right? It's what I'm getting over here. Somewhere right in that area. You do have the golden cross that just happens, a very shallow cross, so it's going to be kind of weak, but it might give us a reason to come back up and test the $40 area. 50 crossed the 200. 200 is still in the downtrend. 50 is not. We're trying to make a little comeback, but we are below the 9 moving average on the daily, so I'm going to talk bad about it. Everything's not fine when you're below the 9. And if you're just looking at measure moves from the breakout, it's threatening maybe coming back down to 31. Do we have anything to work with here? What we got? 0.5 higher. Yeah, you could. I would. That's at the 886 Fibonacci area right there. But because over here that we came down to the 50 moving average area, I want to keep my eye on this 886. Because there's a very good possibility that might be where we come down, and even if it's just a wick down to there. So these are the two strongest areas I'm looking for. Personally. Got rejected off this 4-hour 200 moving average, bearish cross of it over 360. Most of these moving averages, the bigger ones, 800, 600, 300, those are good. So we could be pulled back up here after we get through working our way down. Looks like we got a trend line. Had a trend line. Let's zoom out and draw that in, right? It's a secondary trend line. There's another one coming here that could take us even deeper. I'm not crazy about that idea. So far we're still above this one, so of course that's going to be the very first place that I would hope that we would gain some support and never lose a trend line. So I know we got some moving, we got measure moves and some possibilities to get down here, and we did break a trend line. But we also need to break some other areas too, some other trend lines. That and this wick over here at 33. So let's see if we can hold somewhere around the mid $33 area. 33.70 is what I'm coming up with. Maybe as low as 33, 35, somewhere through there. Break 33.35. I got my eyes more on 30. But I'm not liking the bearish crosses I'm seeing here. They could be driving us down here. So. Is it time to short it? I mean, you're coming in late for a short if you're trying to short it. What are you going to get? What are you going to get? 3%? 9%? I mean, maybe if you're going with some leverage, hope it doesn't come and stop you out. So a little late, in my personal opinion. If shorting over here at these shortable areas and catching the lower low, even going there, anywhere. The series of lower lows there, that's usually a good sign that something could be going on, right? But shorting from down there, 13%, 20%. I like the higher highs and higher lows. If we can still make a higher low, we can respect this little guy, not take this guy out. We got a chance to bounce and recover, and then take this guy out at 40. That would be the best scenario that we're looking for right here. So before I get big on those, I want to look at there at 33. All right, let's come back to the chat over here. What time is it? We've been going an hour and 20 minutes. Is that an inverse head and shoulder on Solana on the weekly? I don't know. We could probably take a look at it. Market's puking. Effing candles. Bitcoin keeps dropping. Trow. Let's go. It's that day. It's Thursday. Every day's freaking Thursday. It's always Thursday. I got 5 on it. Keep has this 5 below. Retail store. Oh, stock. Okay. Well, that does make a difference. Five below on the NASDAQ. Let's go to the daily. It's $194? Are you serious? I didn't know that. No, she made a higher high over here. Wow, it went from 50 to 250. Well, no wonder nobody's in crypto. All the money. Oh, it's on weeks though, man. That took it from January over a year though, man. That's pretty cool. Who would have thunk it? I wasn't thunking it. Wish I'd thunked it. That was pretty cool. Should have been doing this instead of playing Bitcoin that past year, right? Look at that. That's a nice little bling failure, or bear trap as I learned it. Concept bear trap. And it did what bear traps do. It gave us a nice strong ass move. That's why we want to look for these things, man. Trend lines are important for this way, man. I'm just saying. We got 3 touches right there. We came back into it and off to the races, man. Awesome. Love that. That was still a higher low from this guy over here. And if you're making a higher low from this guy, well, your main object is to come and take out that high, right? And it did. Now we get a pullback. So we got a well, that's not an Elliott 1-2, I don't believe. Elliott, what are you seeing over here? Oh, you're on some kind of wild flat crap. I don't even know how did you count? Oh, because it went up just a little higher. That's a weird count, Elliott. Maybe you got something more no, that's just as weird. Come down to the daily. No, no, okay, wait a minute. What the hell, Elliott? Okay, I can understand that. 1, 2. All right, so you're that 1, 2, 1, blah, blah. All right, Elliott's on crack again. Let's see what we got over here. So we haven't made it back to the 382. Those are the first areas that I want to see. At 175, support there, but it looks like a lot of interesting places are possibly holding on over here. Now, if we come down to there, that'd be losing the 200 moving average, which is trying to hold right now. But it looks like we will probably lose. I'm going to predict that we'll probably lose that 200 moving average on, what is this, the day? Oh man, on the daily? I think there's a good chance to come back and retest the 800 and all these other areas. We're getting a nice little bullish cross of the 360 over the 800. And sometimes these bigger guys cross over here, we can come back and talk to them, right? But a bouncing here would be nice. That would be the 382. That could take us a lot higher. This was the 0.5. Fibonacci, I didn't color code them. And these are some great places to bounce if we're going to try to, it can get us some nice moves, some nice higher highs. What we got over here? A breakout and retest idea right here of a trend line. That's okay. Now that's an argument for holding where we are at that 200. But my fibs just, the history always usually wins out with the fibs. Let me test a few other things here. You hit it, right? Yeah, you hit it. You hit our 113. All right. So I'm having my doubts that this area will hold, but there's definitely an argument if they could hold here. But I would seriously, I'm leaning a little bit more down through here, and it may take it a while to get there. But for the bullish aspect, I mean, it is holding a trend line area, 200 moving average. It might pull something off, even if it goes back to $200, $215 to retest these guys that are trying to cross over bearishly. But the biggest thing is you lost that trend line, so you could see a bearish retest on this one. If we do get a bump up, a bearish retest, and then we kind of work it now. And if we double bottom down here, that would be great. That could give us, I mean, it sounds crazy right now. But think of this idea. We take this measure move. Oh, not that one. Oh, this one right here. And if we come down here to the 0.5, we could make it up to 348 over, I don't know, how long did it take over there? Over a damn year. Pretty much a year. Maybe we could get another good year up. Or part of that anyway, right? If it bounce off the 382, that gets us up some really cool places. But I can't take that measure move and put it over here. If we bounce from here, I'd have to be looking at some other ideas, but I could if we bounce off that 177 area. All right, so that's it on the daily, and I think that's probably the best way to look at it. It's bouncing, it's getting a higher low off the 200 moving average. Let's take a look at the 9, zooming in over here. 9 is starting to curve around. It looks like it might have a decent shot to actually hold this area. Let me, oh man, get some noise over here on the 4 hour. Give us a nice little 786, right? Well, that's beautiful. All right, so if it is bouncing off of here, we want to see it come and take out this high at 203. Crap, can I grab it? And then we're starting to look up in this nice little juicy zone. I'm looking at the 113. Possibly up to our 272 right there. So drawing a trend line right here, that would be the line in the sand, basically. And you can take it from wicks to wicks if you want. But losing that trend line would definitely be, you want stop losses or mental stop losses. If we start dropping below 188 or something like that, we're probably coming down a little bit more, right? But definitely worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot. Definitely worth looking for a breakout over there. And if we get above 195, we're sitting at 194 right now. So if we can get above that, chances are that we're heading up a little higher highs, higher lows, and actually going to bounce off this area. So it's at a tricky area, but I think this is a hopeful situation. How that would look for a trade setup? Well, I think not very. I mean, 3 to 1 almost. 2.6 to get up here to 208. But I mean, hell, if we're bouncing off here, I'd be looking for us to take out this guy over here, right? Because if we're going to do a double bottom, I mean, our main goal is to come and take this guy out, and that would be a gorgeous, almost 7 to 1 risk reward ratio. It's a lot to go through there, though, right? We're kind of slow, I believe, but I like that. I smell some hopium for it. Let's see what happens. Bring this one back up to my attention over here. We'll see if we can add it to. Can I add it to our stonks? Let me see if I can add it to our list over here. Boom. Added 5 over here to our stonks list. Oh crap, A-Lab. This is A-Lab. We looked at these a little while back, right? And I actually got in on this little guy. Where did I get in though? Wait a minute, A-Lab, Astera Labs. Did I get on you? I don't remember having anything that expensive over there. I bet I missed this one. Crap. Well, you're not logging me on my E-Trade account. Maybe it was, no, well, ANET's $2,300. It wasn't that one. No, I do not have Astera Labs. Oh, son of a gun. So did you get in a breakout? Is it going to go crazy AF? It's a scary place to jump in over here. It's another one we were kind of looking at over here, ANET. A little bit, it is a rising wedge formation if we're looking pattern wise over here. Let's get back over to crypto and back over to the chat, see what you guys are talking about. Ave says gummy good. Let's go in half on a sec. King Crypto says ADA is trash. I can see why, you know, the sentiment for Cardano being trash, because I blame it on it having too damn many coins. And a lot of people argued with Charles about doing a burn and things like that to try to get that stuff under control. Because all it does is just gum stuff up, man. How come I can't find you everywhere? How about Binance? Oh, come on. Why is this one so hard to find over here? Here we go. No, I don't want you. Here we are. Cardano against the Tether. Oh my gosh, you're back at 16 cents. I remember it being 9 cents at one point. Was that last cycle? Were you done at 9? Maybe not. No? Yeah, you were. Okay. But wait a minute. When was I getting in on you? Yeah. She's down lower than she's been in quite a while over here. And, I mean, it sounds good, but... I mean, pretty much that 2021 cycle, $3, that was the best it got. Got up to 129 in November 2024, December 2024, and that was it. Looked like it was trying to do a nice double bottom and trying to get some traction and hoping it would come up to get a 618 or something like that, but it didn't. How high did you get fib-wise? 382. 382. And now we're below the bottoms of last bear cycle right there at 2023. Isn't that crazy? So yeah, I don't have. It's not one that I'm really looking at trying to get into Cardano. I think this one's jumped the shark until I can see something different happen over here, right? Got to kind of agree with you on that. And yeah. Polygon's even worse. The layer 2 for Ethereum, and then everybody became a layer 2 or 3. Hell, they might even have layer 4s now. I don't even know anymore. And then the Ethereum gas fee dropped, so kind of not as. I mean, I can send Ethereum pretty comfortably. Hell, sometimes it's cheaper than Tron. I think Tron's getting expensive. I don't even use that one. I use Solana to send Tether a lot. All right, so I'm trying to find you against. We'll just look at you against the dollar over here. 7 cents. That's sad. That's sad. That is so sad. Look at the rounding bottom. Or look at the failed project. I guess you. Which one of the two is it? It's been. Wow. What? Where's that spike coming up? This is it, right? This is the old Matic coin, right? Let's take a look at it on Gemini. Yeah, that's it. We're just on the weekly. It's just been downhill. But I remember coming out of last cycle, not this past one, but the one from 2021, and it looked like the strong contender, that the one that you wanted to stock up on for the next bull cycle as we were in markdown phase. And a lot of people were. I know a lot of people got burned on that one. Night Rain sounds awesome. Thank you, Night Rain. Anita, can you please look at ladies? Is it holding? Seems like it was down a little bit today when I was looking at my spot margin account. Still in possible double bottom territory with a lower low. Maybe it will stick. We would hope that it would stick. I'm on the weekly. They come down to 4 hour. Normally look at this on the 4 hour. Hey, we're above the 9 moving average on the daily and have been for about the last, 4 or 5 days. That's good that we're holding it so far. Little rejection off the 21. That's normal, but they're starting to get together. If we get the cross, that would be good that this area is probably going to hold. Still got this area just waiting in case we want to come tap it. But I would rather see us come back and recover some of these guys. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that looks like. Chop chop. Found some support on the 50 and the 9's trying to turn around. She's trying to do something, right? Possible breakout. Trying to break out. No. Possible breakout. I think this is the most important trend line to look at right here for support. It looks like we wicked down and touched that little guy. Higher highs, higher lows. That's what I'm liking. So we're trying to change the trend. I think it's trying to turn around and climb back up. But just imagine if it goes from where it is now to make that higher high and get back up here to the what was previous a 786 fib area on the as it was coming down. It's kind of invalid for what it is now. It's still an area to look at for resistance, but not quite as dialed in as what it could be. So that'd be 20% gains to get back up there to that higher high. I believe it's time for some good ass coffee or something over here, man. Dang. Or commercial.
When society collapses and fiat dies, only one thing will matter: your seed phrase. Welcome to Apocalypse Prepper Crypto Bunkers. Each unit comes with 6 months of canned hopium, a solar-powered node, and 1 emotional support parrot. No, I told you, it's a dip. Just hold. Fighting about crypto again? Subscribe to Divorce Delay. Each month you'll receive fresh copium, new TA excuses, and 1 Friday to distract her while you 21. You're welcome.
Crypto Cowboys, Mooner alimony bags. Subscribe to Road Dogg Crypto now. Like or bear eats ya. Better call Road Dogg.
Oh, and we're back. Gosh darn it, those freaking commercials, man. You talk to YouTube and say, hey, man, how can we cut down the commercials on this? And they just tell me to stop hitting the button or something. And I tell Sean, and oh, you know how Sean is with buttons. Oh, I probably need to close out that poll. Thought I did that already. Did I not? 65% of you say that you got a pretty good grasp on technical analysis and trading. Shout out to you guys. Only 15% say ain't got no clue about this, and we addressed that, ask questions, and 20% of you are to hang out with the cool kids. All right, so tells me I can lay off of the explanations a lot. That's really what I'm trying to get at, so we can try to go through coins quicker a little bit. Now, if I can just figure out how to close this poll. Oh my gosh, why? Why do you make this so hard? It should be easy to close this. Why? Is that it? Is that the... Okay, I think that is. It's behind the clear button, man. Maybe Hyper will be below $60 by morning. Oh, let's take a look at... We're going to take a look at Solana. Somebody mentioned head and shoulders on Solana or something. I mean to take a look at that. Let me write it down. Well, this is not what I was looking for. Turkey getting tired. Okay, let's take a look at Hyperliquid. That's what I'm making my list of coins that I'm wanting to try to focus in on to accumulate on spot to build up a bag to hopefully make some of that good old life-changing money that we always hear about. And Hyper is looking to be one of those contenders. So we'll probably be talking about that stuff a little bit more recently. Might even do a video on the ones I'm picking out and everything. All right, so let's check out. Trying to find a good exchange for it. Let's check out the futures over on Binance, I guess. All right, you got a weekly red dot on Market Cipher saying, hey, here is a warning. It is not confirmed, but it is there, and you can see all the sell pressure from the wicks coming in. Even on the Christmas tree candles, that's a lot of sell pressure from $77 down to $66. So somebody wanted to get paid. Can't really blame them for that. I'd like to get paid too. Over here, that dot has confirmed. And we are seeing the stochastics starting to come from the 100% level all the way down to 82% on their downward track. Hyper, what have you done? I feel like we should have more price action over here. See if we can find another chart. How about Bitstamp? No. Am I just on? I'm on the weekly. Maybe it's. I should have had it. Where else would be? Here's. How about KuCoin? There we go. There's some price action. Now we got some charts. Yeah. Oh, we had targets too. Let's tune this down and see. Did we hit it? Hadn't hit 78 quite yet. We did make a little bit of a higher high before we got rejected over here. All right, let's take some of these lines off. Oh, turkey getting tired. So 886 fib. Posed a body underneath that. All right, let's see what we're doing over here. That was the original trend line with a bear trap idea, and we're coming down to possibly retest that. Now we got this guy over here. This trend line, what we're testing at the moment, I don't expect it to hold. It's a bearish megaphone if you're looking at it on the local, and it does have a higher chance to break down than not. Even though we're making higher highs and higher lows, that's kind of cool. We even made a higher high than that one. Let me, I guess, to zoom out here. I feel like I want to clear this whole chart off. Let me do that, because there's some other things I want to look at right back over here. All right, 786. And up to our good areas over there. Yeah, she should be getting a pullback. Nice little double bottoming happening over here. So we broke out of this channel. That channel is going to still have some weight, in my personal opinion. So we can get a hiccup, probably fall back into it. Usually do, especially in a bear market. Doesn't really qualify for any kind of harmonic thing just yet because it didn't really go up higher to qualify. More of a double top scenario. Did have a nice 382 Fibonacci pullback there. For make sure I got from this low to that high. That was cool. And that could be good. And that's where we got our higher targets over here with the 382 to come to these areas. That's where we're getting some of these higher targets. Possible, but will it? I like that $100 area. I like that 112 area as being a possibility for that. All right, we'll put this one on the back burner right there. We already did this, but I'm doing it again. We would definitely need to get a freaking pullback. Definitely get a pullback. And on the daily, what are our indicators looking like? They're getting a little bit tired, rolling over just a little bit here. Slight bearish divergence, but I'm not really as concerned about that. 9's crossing the 21. That's bullish. And you already hit one possible area. Trying to make up my mind if I'm bullish or bearish on this guy. I feel like I'm a little bit more bullish than bearish on it. I'm seeing some curve over here. I'm seeing some possible parabolic moves. I'm seeing some possible channel ideas that say that we could still have some more upside over here. I kind of like that. So basically, in outer extremities, that's what we're looking for, a rising opening, a rising broadening pattern. Some people call it a Livermore cylinder. And it just expands, right? And so we look for about the halfway mark between this little guy as well. So we want to put our 0.5 on there just to have a nice little, that would be at the 100 moving average on the daily. That's kind of a deep retracement. We're on the 50, 382. There's a chance that, man, we're just getting a little, I think it might have a chance to keep going up. That's what I'm kind of looking at. At first it was looking at bearish as a double top, looking for a short, but I'm seeing the momentum is, there's still a little bit of hope here. That 9 crossing that 21 means that it probably won't come back down past 65. If we're looking at that. So we got a trend line on the smaller time frame that's not, wait a minute, have you been broken or not? You're flirting with it right now. Bullish crosses on all these, 50 across the 100. We could wick down and touch that 50 and bounce off of it. I have to break that trend line to do it. I'm not liking that part. Everything wants me to look for a double top idea here and a steeper retrace. I mean, if it happens, 48 I think would be a great place if we're ever that lucky to get it. But you may just be looking at a higher low somewhere around 55 at being the best thing you can ask for, if we get that at all, right? Because there's still another trend line that we got to keep our eye on. That can be another area of support. So if we're looking at trend lines for support, which like me, the place we're at right now, or maybe around 60. And then we come back to here for a possible double bottom scenario and try to bounce out of a range, or we come down to a more sensible area at 48, which I would definitely be interested in getting at 48 or a little bit lower, like we test bomb the trend line. So if we'd made a nice little lower high, I would be definitely more attuned to these lower areas. But she just went up just a little, just. I mean, technically she could be retesting this area right here. So I'm not bearish. I keep bullish crosses. I see possible support areas where we could flip up and still go for a wild ride here. I would love to buy it cheaper, and I probably can still nibble in somewhere. Trying to collect a little bit of this on the spot. Usually doing it on my Phantom wallets where I've got it right now. And I've been looking at the idea of playing this one against Solana. So how many Solana does it? No, how many hype does it? No, what the hell? Why does this not look right? Let's try Solana with hype. Somehow this is not coming out right. They're both around the same damn price. All right, well, this is not helping. Oh, let's go ahead and take a look at Solana. Oh, you're going Soltech. What the hell is that? Solana. So Solana is at $69. Hype was at what? Not far away from it. So putting it up against those pairs, that was not accurate. I would want to see how high. I would like to trade hype against Solana and see which one's outperforming the other one. Solana. Somebody said something about a head and shoulders or something, but oh, this guy. I could see. Now, my first mentor, he would do his head and shoulders like this, and rarely talk about a neckline, or it would just be kind of wherever. Neckline is, I've found to be very important. The fun thing about these guys is that, well, if you do find a neckline, I went from the wicks right here to get this guy. And you do this guy, is it head and shoulders, or is it an expanding broadening pattern? I'm leaning more toward this, because you have to cut through some things to get the neckline, right? The neckline is not really solid. And if you get the neckline and you take your measure move and everything, you'd be saying, oh man, it says we're coming all the way down to negative $64. So this idea makes a little bit more sense to me. And just to make it a little bit more confusing, you can also throw a trend line down here, and it could be working on this big ass falling wedgie. So we do have a ribbon flip. We are at areas. We're at 786. This is why I got into the fibs. It's not as subjective as what some of the patterns can be. Patterns can be subjective, especially the more you see them on YouTube. I see a lot of rules being broken that I learned when I studied like the traditional methods that have been around for the longest. I think a lot of those rules being broken just to go willy-nilly. Bottoming patterns being put at tops, top patterns being played at bottoms, and just whatever. This one I've seen crazy things like a shoulder, head, and a shoulder, or I mean, it's basically forcing patterns. I mean, if you're getting higher highs and higher lows, you're on a trend, man. Draw a trend line. And just say you got a lower high. That's what we're looking for. If you're getting a lower high, and that means it is not strong enough to take this guy out. We're looking for some more downside to take out this low. And that's exactly what we did. So just looking at market structure as that, I think is more helpful than trying to force patterns. Trend lines, broke that, retested it, bearish retest. That would have helped nail that top. A lot of other techniques that I think are just working a little bit better than. I can see why pattern traders. Now, I used to get offended by it because I considered myself a pattern trader. Here's another one: trend line, bearish retest, another possible short idea right there. And that would have been better than waiting for the neckline. But I can see why people. I see now why some people roll their eyes with pattern trader, because sometimes I roll my eyes when I see people doing some of the teachers on YouTube and some of the things that they do. And I guess that's just because I finally went down here and I used this as my guide, the traditional pattern trading that's been tested and statistical numbers behind it and everything. I just hold on to that a little bit more than I do somebody's thing. Well, it looks a little like this. It looks kind of like this. I don't know. We got an inverted head and shoulders, knee, blah blah blah, this and that. And okay, let's see what you think it might be. How do you play it? And they don't seem to go into that detail, right? It's, you know, the rules on all that. They're just. I guess we do that too. But I mean, technically, there's technical places when you're supposed to enter in, like when you break a certain level, so you don't get caught up in all this other crap, or know when to get out. Like Frontline's always great. Oh, we broke it. Bearish retest. Boom. Anyway, we are at a 786 Fibonacci area, which I hope would be a good area to hold. Speaking of the fibs, do we see what we did over here on Solana? You 113'd us. Boom, perfectly. Getting that deep ass retracement. How low will she go? Well, swing low to swing high. Tell me where I need to buy Solana, right there. So I'm looking at 40 cents, which I doubt that we hit anytime real soon. If we do, I'll definitely be buying. And we seem to be trying to reclaim the 78 dollar area. I said 40 cents, $40. Or this 786 area is at 69.50 basically. It's a good area to look for, especially if we got some bullish divergence that's forming there. We got some slight bullish divergence. We got a flat bottom on our RSI, and we got declining bottoms on our price action. I guess this way is how it looked to you guys. We might be, there's some lower areas. I'm looking at 50 and 40 if we continue down, but there's an argument to be held with this trend line, especially if we're going to keep breaking back above it. It could be the little swing failure bear trap idea that could lead to something good. Let's come down and get some noise on the 4 hour. 4 hour saying, nah, man, you're dreaming again. I'm like, really? That's a strong move down on these guys. Lucy, are you trying to cross? Man, we're still in bearish formation on those moving averages. Our hopium copium is a higher low here, retesting the neckline or belt line of that bottom. That's exactly where we are right now. 50 crossing the 100 on the 4 hour. That's our bullish signs. Looking for higher highs and higher lows if we're trying to get over this trend, change trends, right? You can say this is an argument right here that would be bullish. So here's your bullish arguments right here on the 4 hour. Retested the double bottom, the neckline, right? Exactly where we are. Ichimoku cloud looks a little promising. This is getting a little close for comfort, but at least it's green and we're above it, so maybe. Retesting this trend line. A little lower than where we broke out, kind of sucks. And our backup plan is this trend line. And we break this trend line at 66. Oh, we're probably in trouble. All right, so 4 hour looks like it might be hopeful. Did we lose the 50 or not? We have lost the 50 right now. That needs to change. That's got to change. We got to get that 50 back on this time frame, or else we're testing the 100, so it could happen. It crossed. Let's see what we got. Let's go to the smaller time frames and get some gossip. And oh God, you're looking painful. You're not looking happy at all over here. 15-minute is pessimistic as all hell. She's not got anything good to say. You're just a negative Nelly. You need some emotional support or something. All right, okay. 800, 600, 360, still up, right? There's some slight hopium here. You better not make a lower low. We need a higher we need a higher low bad right now. We need a higher low bad. I'm having to come down to the 3 minute just to see if we got anything, and gosh darn it, why? You just crossed bullish. Why do you want to cross bearish? Don't do the death cross. Don't do the death cross. Solana is $69. I'm looking for a possibility that it might hold here. We got a rip and flip trying to happen on some of these smaller time frames. It's trying. We're at a support area. We got some hope. All right. So if we're looking for a trade entry here, it might be risky, but there is actually a fairly decent one here. I mean, just to get back up to $75, take that guy out. If the stop loss is below the 800, would probably be pretty good. That's a 10-to-1. Hell, you can put your stop loss below this low over here, below the trend line. You got some stop loss auctions here to still get a nice little trade if we take out that high. And that's what we should be doing if we're really making higher highs and higher lows, right? So I think there's some possibility here for Solana. It just depends on your risk tolerance and which of these methods that you kind of lean to, shorter term time frame bounce or that. I think there's more bullish possibilities than they're worth looking at. 786, reclaim it. I kind of like that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a night with the 21 people hanging out. If you hadn't hit that like button, it will help this tiny channel grow a little bit. That will make me think, well, maybe I can put in another 6 months of doing this every night.
For those of you other than hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
You can like, you can share. There's this hype thing that you can do on YouTube. If anybody likes to do that stuff, I don't even know how that works, but it's helped out before when people have done it. I don't know. That would be cool. But I'm going to go to the end screen, check catch up on the chat and listen to some music over there. I put some new songs over there, or songs we hadn't heard in a while. And I'm going to call it a night. 2 hours in. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Jesus loves you. I always got to say that because it's true. What's that?
Bitcoin's dropping like a bad habit you can't quit. Lower highs.
It was inverse head and shoulders on the weekly. Inverse?
New low sneaking quiet, no drama.
On the weekly.
I keep refreshing, praying for a fake outbreak. Altcoins whisper save me while they choke on red. Bitcoin's a slow poison pulling everything dead. I long for the flip.
I don't see it inverse. I mean, I can see the argument for that, but an inverse? I can't see it on the weekly. Now I've seen some people try to hopefully see one, but until anything confirms, it's just a hope and a dream.
Longing for the green that never shows his face. Misplaced hopes the drug and I'm still chasing the taste. Also drowning quiet, no splash, just sink. Bitcoins leading the funeral, slow as you think.
I can see how some people might have tried to make one happen here, even though I don't see a double behind them. That never really got its breakout, it just got its more like a double top. No, I can't see I can't see it.
No punchline, no chord. I wish I sold the top. Posted, I'm out and ghosted. Instead, I'm here scrolling.
Not hungry anymore. $55 height. I'd probably nibble at it on spot.
Bitcoin slow descent like ice melting in your hand. All's our ash now, scattered across the land. Every lower has a punch I didn't see.
You see the head and shoulders on the weekly?
Drumming fears a shadow dancer stepping on my
The only thing I can see is if somebody's trying to project one, where you'd be trying to do something like that. But that's not a method that I use.
Also drowning quiet, no splash, just sink. Bitcoins leading the funeral, slow as you think.
Oh, you can take a picture and draw it out on a chart and post it in the Telegram group. I just don't see it.
Hey, funny how we romanticize a fall. Call it patience when it's really just all. Misplaced hope's the prettiest lie I tell. Frustration's a soundtrack, fear's the smell.
Bitcoin $62,500.
So the story sells till then we're burning slow, ringing on bells.
I'm on the wrong thing over here.
Build the scars, but scars don't pay the rent. Still longing for the pump that never came, still spent. Slow burn down, feel the king fade to gray. Low highs, new lows, slipping every day. Longing for the green that never shows its face.
So curious to see what happens over here if we go lower or try to bottom out over here. We might get to bottom out and kind of go a little bit sideways instead of dropping like a rock down here.
Frustration's my crown, fear of fucking up, but I'm still around. Slow burn down.
Oh, somebody gifted some memberships. Geo Gems, thank you for doing that, my man. You get that clap. Don? Oh, it doesn't work over here. Man, we need to redo this whole set. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Or the gift memberships right there. Oh, you mean the giant, regular head, not the inverted head and shoulders, the regular onslaught.
Hello, is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can see the green.
Yeah, I still look at it this way. I mean, I can see why people would call it that. It doesn't mean I'm picky about head and shoulders on the neckline.
I hear you finally up there.
Thomas Bukowski would be cool with that for the neckline, though. So it looks better on my Hypnoshi. I could go for that. On the regular candles, it didn't, or the other charts, this was throwing me off. I would never cut through that, which is why I go with this line right here. I'm gonna see a bigger fallen wedgie possibility. But there's always a chance, 64% chance that we come back up and retest 120 at the breakout point for these guys. Solana looks like it needs some help though, real soon. She ain't bullish yet, is it?
The friends that you lost, the nights you stayed up. Now the balance is quiet, but the fear won't shut up. There's a feeling I get when the candles turn.
Bitcoin respecting 886 over here. I believe 886, right? Or is it 0.5? Gosh darn it. Oh, jeez. We went over this. I had this on the chart. We went over this. I think it was an 886 from a bigger thing on that. From this guy, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
When the drawdowns return and the panic sets in, will I still feel the same or just numb again? The money is here, but the hunger remains. Comfortably rich, but still chained to the
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I am comfortably rich.
Bounce, baby, bounce. This is the warning sign. Total yes coming down. Like she
get
trend
stopped
line there.
out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
S&P's doing better than it should, so we got a trend line there to kind of help guide us, but I mean, it really needs to get a pullback from here. I mean, for real. Hey, who wants to break it?
He takes the leverage hit.
I'm all for making money. For my stocks going up.
He takes a shit coin dip.
He takes a stop loss call. He takes the liquidation spit. He takes the whales pump. He takes another bit.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. He stacks his sats steady. He DCAs the pain. He averages down deeper. He doubles down again.
He watches the red candles.
Zcash.
He watches the chart drain. He still hits buy button. He still feels the same.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. You're never gonna keep me down.
Trading the night away.
All I see is resistance on Zcash.
Trading the night away. Trading the night away.
Well, you get all that head and shoulders and the bearish retest of it.
Trading the night away.
Could have called that a bearish retest of it too, then we came back up. That was nice.
I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out, but I get back in again. You're never gonna keep me down.
It's a possibility. Don't know if I trust it that much.
You're never gonna keep me down. I get stopped out. You're never gonna keep me down.
I get stopped out. I get stopped out. I get stopped out. You're never gonna keep me down.
All right, good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. I will see you on the next one. Happy trading. Tomorrow, the Wall Street will be closed, so the fun should start over in crypto. The only game that's open. See if they pump us or dump us this weekend. It's going to be an interesting ride. Currently, we're at support that seems to be holding. Trying to get a little action on some of the smaller time frames, but it's too early to tell. Got a fight going for us this weekend for altcoins and Bitcoin, as it looks like it's just got some of that downward pressure on it. See you guys tomorrow. Jesus loves you.
The consequences that I've rendered have stretched me out to where I'm laying. It's been a while since I saw